Apsana Begum was elected as a Labour MP in 2019. That was followed by an 18-month personal legal battle with Tower Hamlets Council. Accused of lying to get a council flat, last week she was found not guilty. When that not guilty verdict came in, how did you feel?
I think I just felt a huge sense of relief, but it's been really 18 months and more really of kind of feeling like I couldn't really talk about what was happening to me. And so when that verdict came, I think my knees gave way, and I just, the emotions just came rushing in.
Central to her defence was that she was a victim of domestic abuse. In court, she described a chaotic period in her early 20s following the death of her father, when she fled her family home to a marriage that became increasingly controlling. It was a case about housing, essentially, but actually it was about a lot more than that, really, wasn't it, for you?
There was so much that had to be covered in terms of what I'd been subjected to over the years. I mean, elements of my personal life that I hadn't really thought about, having to reveal in the courts in the way that I had to do.
Sometimes it takes time even to realise that you are being coerced or controlled or abused. What was that kind of moment like for you when you thought, actually, that is the situation that I'm in?
Being estranged from family members and then being married under such difficult circumstances, maybe those conditions created a situation where abuse was allowed to flourish, but also a situation which then allowed me to kind of recognise that I was completely powerless in the relationship.
Her ex-husband, Atasham Haq, is a Tower Hamlets councillor, the same council that pursued the case against her, based on a complaint made by his brother-in-law. In your statement outside court, you said that a lot of what had happened had been driven by malicious intent, were your words. What did you mean by that?
I think there's a lot to be said there about how this investigation came about, how this case developed, and then the charges that were brought against me.
You talked about the abuse that you had received online, sexist, racist, Islamophobic. How is that to deal with?
I mean, certainly there have been moments in the last year and a half where I certainly have feared for my safety. Threats from get your hands cut off to constant kind of messages around wanting to see me deported. And those are incredibly disturbing. We are still in a society where we don't still have enough, I'd say, ethnic minority representation at all levels in our society. And so you can become easily a target.
You've been through a lot of traumatic experiences. Do you carry them with you, do you think?
I do take those personal experiences and what I was subjected to in earlier years in me to try and drive myself forward to make sure that, I guess, in a lot of ways, this kind of situation is not something that anybody else has to face in my constituency, in my area, in my community, and actually anywhere else.
Apsana Begum, thank you very much.
Thank you.
This Bates reporting, well, Ms Begum's ex-husband, Atasham Haq, has said in a statement, "I am innocent and the allegations made against me have no basis. I look forward to any investigation or legal process to enable me to clear my name." A spokesperson for Tower Hamlets Council said, "We have a duty to investigate any allegations of housing fraud in order to ensure public money is spent correctly."